What is on-page SEO? It's simply this. Each web page on the internet can be broken down into a number. On-page SEO. What is on-page SEO? It's a term that you may hear used in search engine optimization. All it really means is that every single page that is indexed on the internet has a number of elements in it, and each of those elements is given different amounts of weight by different types of search engine, and we have the ability to change these elements in order to make our web pages more search engine friendly. What this means is that if you think of your web page like a document, like an A4 document, the thing at the top of the document is usually the title. The title of the document tells you everything that's in that document. So page title is pretty important when it comes to on-page SEO, and the page title is the blue link that you'll normally see in search engines like Google. That is actually what your page title is. So your page title is not only telling Google what your page is about, so therefore it needs to have keywords in it, it's also telling the user when they're searching into Google for something that that is what that page is about. So the more relevant that page title is to what they're searching in, the more likely, the higher the chance of them typing it, actually clicking onto your web page. So your page title is important. Also your URL, which is basically the web address for that particular page. It'd be pretty important to have your keyword in there as well if possible. Also your meta description. Now Google doesn't actually pay any attention to meta description for SEO weighting anymore, but other search engines do. So in your meta description, which is not seen by somebody who actually visits your web page, it's just seen, excuse me, in the source code. It is important to put your keyword in there at least as many times as the person who's number one for that particular keyword. You have other elements of the page as well, including H1, H2, etc. H just means header, subheader. H1 is the first subheader, H2 the second subheader, and you can have as many H's as you want. But headers again are saying, look, this is important, Google, please pay attention to it. So you want to get your keywords in there wherever possible. You've also got body copy. Body copy is the text that goes in the actual page itself. There's lots of noise about this in SEO, how important it is to be latent, semantically indexed, etc., etc. Don't get bogged down with these terms at this stage, because at the moment, if you're watching this, you should be a business person thinking about starting to do SEO and internet marketing. So it's not about going into too much depth about this, but again, it is important, and I made this mistake myself many, many times, that your keywords that you want to rank for are actually in the body copy of your text. But again, it gets a bit complicated because you don't want to be overstuffing it with keywords. You just want to make it natural and relevant. And really, your whole web page is really, it's about giving the search engine something that's relevant to what the users are looking for. It's that simple. And also relevant to the point that when the user comes to the page, it makes sense. It reads in good English. It's a good user experience. It can't be stuffed full of keywords to the point where it's unreadable, because that will just get de-indexed at some point anyway. Not only that, but people aren't going to buy from a page like that. So it's a mixture of science and art, but really, on-page SEO is fundamentally not complicated. There's a bunch of elements on the page. Get your keywords in there. That is usually enough to outperform most people in most markets. You can go into more depth on this if you're in a mega competitive market, but that's not the scope for this particular video. So I hope that explains what on-page SEO is. If you have any questions about on-page SEO, please feel free to email me.